All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I just got back from a 2-week European vacation, and I carried the Vanquest Dendrite travel bag with me. Absolutely loved it. Today I'm going to give you a little bit of information about it, tell you what I liked, give you some tips and recommendations about it, and we'll just run through it like a gear review. So I carried the Dendrite all over Europe. I visited 4 different countries. I did a gondola ride in Venice. Visited a ton of museums, did a ton of walking, which I typically do when I'm on vacation. In particular, I was in Dubrovnik in the old town where you pretty much have to walk everywhere, as well as Venice. Obviously there you have to walk everywhere as well. So it was really handy for me to have a smaller travel bag. I'm going to show you what I used to carry. This is the pack safe sort of messenger bag that I used to carry around often. And I was looking for something a little bit smaller to carry, and that's why I decided on the Vanquest Dendrite. So I had gotten to know their brand just through prepper channels and through doing some shopping online. I did want to say we don't have a collaboration. I bought this bag with my own money. They didn't provide it for me. They don't even know who I am, I'm sure. I wanted to mention that to you. So just a little bit of a comparison for, you know, sort of what I used to carry and what I'm going to carry now. This older bag used to get pretty heavy, especially if I had like a tablet in it. And it's black, obviously, so it would get really hot when I was walking around. There were things about it I didn't particularly love, like the pockets on the side could only hold the smallest of water bottles, like just little things like that. I don't dislike this bag. I just quit carrying it because it wasn't convenient anymore. So when I happened upon the Dendrite, I decided I'd give it a try. This is going to be the large version of this bag. I just wanted you to know that as I sort of run through the features and whatnot. To give you a little bit of a reference, so I'm about 6'1½". So if you see videos, I'm going to show you some videos of me sort of carrying this bag and walking around with it. At least that'll kind of give you an idea when you see me wearing it, what the actual size of the bag is. I won't go crazy deep into all the specs. You can go look on their website for all the information about this particular bag. A couple things I'll mention is I think it comes in at just under a pound, which is really surprising. When I saw that, I thought, well, maybe the durability isn't there, but that was a huge mistake on my part. This thing is ultra durable, and I'll get into that in a second, but it's super lightweight, which I really liked. Holds 4 liters of gear. The zippers are YKK, and they've got these cool Spartan pull tab things on them, which I absolutely love because I kind of have like big hands. I also have a hand tremor, which kind of makes fine motor skill type things sometimes difficult for me. So having these huge pull tabs on the zippers, I thought that was pretty awesome. I don't see that on a lot of bags, so I really like that. The materials that this thing is designed from, I'm not even going to get into. You should go out and look it up on the website because a lot of this stuff, like I don't nerd out on this kind of stuff, so I can't even tell you what it means. But to give you a couple of examples, it's made from the Urban Blend Nylon Polyfabric 210D Ripstop nylon. 500D Multicam Black Cordura Nylon 66. Like, you know, look, I'm your average travel user. Although I'm a pretty savvy traveler and have traveled my whole life, I kind of just go with what I see and what I experience. And what I can tell you is this thing is like super crazy comfortably durable. It's got these awesome seat belt straps. The bar tacks and stuff on it are just, they look awesome. I would imagine that this thing long-term is going to hold up really, really well. One thing, so I'll tell you a couple things that I liked about this bag in particular. One is I like the orientation of the straps. I'll show you a picture here to sort of explain what I mean by that. So when you have an orientation where the straps are sort of slightly, you know, elevated like this, it provides for a better fit against your body when you're carrying it over the shoulder. My wife has a smaller bag. I'm showing it here in the photo, but it's basically just a belt strap, and that belt strap sort of just runs horizontally to the pack. Now, why this is a problem is if you fill it up really full, sometimes that bag as you're carrying it on your hip will sort of tip forward. The orientation of these straps when it's over the shoulder, you don't get that problem. I also wanted to mention on the back here, you can see there's a couple of larger straps where you can actually detach this strap and turn it into more like a fanny pack, more like a waist bag. I did that and actually didn't find even then that the orientation was a problem. So it may sound like a little thing, but it's something that as my wife and I were both walking around together, we kind of noticed that there was a pretty significant difference. And it's not something you might notice on this particular bag just looking at it in a store or online, but to me it's like really thought out. It's well thought out in the design. Another thing I really love about this bag is all the fabric on the inside of this thing is like bright hunter orange. Well, maybe not quite, not really hunter orange, but you get what I'm saying, right? I think especially if you're a woman who carries a large purse around, you'll appreciate that oftentimes, and I had this problem even with this bag, even though the inside of it is like a light gray, you just lose stuff in the bottom of this thing. There was something about having those really bright pockets on the inside of this that made everything really visible, easy to see and easy to find. So I appreciated that. This bag for me, it's like I said, it's the large version of this bag that comes in a small and a large. I wouldn't have wanted the small for me personally with the amount of stuff I carry around as like an EDC, especially if I'm traveling. This was a great size for me. It even held the GoPro that I have with its mini tripod and all that. So one day it rained on us and I was able to roll up my ultralight rain jacket and also like squish that in there. So, so for me, I think the size was great. All right, quickly, a couple of recommendations that I would personally make. I don't love that it has a genuine leather label on it. Now, yes, I did actually buy the bag and I will continue to carry it, so don't give me too much grief in the comments about it. But being a vegetarian, I try to avoid leather whenever I can. It's not always possible. Sometimes I make choices that contradict that, but to me, I will fully admit that I don't understand how all of the fabrics within this bag are manufactured. But I'm going to take a guess that if you were to eliminate this leather label, this probably could be considered to be a vegan bag. I noticed on Vanquest website that a lot of the packs that they manufacture just have their stitched in logo on it. To me, like that's a better way to do this. I don't even know how well this will hold up over time. It sticks out a little bit far. You might catch it on stuff. It might not wear or weather very well. I'm not really sure. But to me, being vegetarian, I just kind of like frowned upon that a little bit. I think it's just probably as easy and to me more aesthetically pleasing if they would just stitch their logo on there. Like I said, didn't keep me from buying it. I'm going to continue to carry it, but those little things stand out to me personally from time to time when I'm evaluating products. Now this one's a little bit, this is strictly an opinion of mine. I don't think it's a design flaw in any way, but I want to point it out. So there's on the back of this pack where it'll be resting against your body, right? There's sort of what I like to call a hidden pocket. It's this stealthy little pocket on the back. To me, this, if I'm looking at the types of things that I carry on an everyday carry, this is the stealth pocket for me. This is where I'm going to put, this is the kind of pocket where I'm going to avoid opening it unless I really have to. I'm going to walk around all day with this thing zip closed because it contains my passport and things like that. Stuff that I probably need to have on me, but I don't need to take out. So to me, this flap that covers the zipper, it serves a purpose, which makes sense. It makes it more comfortable when the bag is held tight against your body. The zipper won't irritate you when you're walking around. So that's why they put this cover over the zipper. So that's really smart. But to me, it covers the zipper. The flap is in an upward orientation. So if you were to look down on this bag when someone's carrying it, you could see that there's a pocket there. You could see that there's a zipper there. Could you get to it very easily? Probably not, like if you were a pickpocket or something like that. But to me, I would have liked to see the orientation of that flap the other way, from the top down. So then when you're looking on top of this bag, as you know, if you see someone carrying it and you're sort of looking down on them, there's a very good chance that you wouldn't even know that there was a pocket there. And there's absolutely no way you're going to be able to reach underneath that flap to catch the zipper and open it or something like that. So again, like just the smallest, it's not even a complaint, just a recommendation that I would have as someone who has used this bag. That's just like one little thing that I probably would have changed. I'm sure there's a lot of people who would disagree with me. One quick tip I wanted to give you guys, I do like bags that have locking mechanisms for the zippers. These PackSafe have them. I mean, these are strictly travel bags. So this one has that, a lot of them do. This one does not, but one thing that I did to mitigate that was I used the little key fob holder on the inside, and if you were to take and run both of the zippers up to the top of this bag, in theory, you could clip the key fob clip to both of the zippers, and that would essentially lock it in place, if you will. I didn't actually do this while I was walking around. I wasn't too concerned. But this is just a simple workaround that you could use for this particular bag. I would like to see Vanquest maybe in the future on their travel series bags provide some type of a locking mechanism for the zippers. I think that's very commonplace nowadays in travel bags, and I think that that would be a great addition to this particular bag. All right, my final thoughts. I spent 2 weeks carrying this thing around, absolutely loved it. Like I said, I don't have a collaboration with Vanquest. I got no skin in this game. I can say, you know, I can speak truthfully to my experiences with this bag. It's the first bag that I've owned by them. I know that they have a full range of products, so I'm definitely going to be considering checking out some more stuff from them. I would highly recommend this bag. I feel like I feel like this thing could last me 20 years. There's no doubt. There's not a whole lot that I would really change about it. I really enjoyed carrying it around. I forgot to mention, this is the shadow gray version. I'm sure you can tell that just by looking at it, but they make it in black. I think they used to make it in blue. I don't know that blue is available right now. And they also make a camo version. But to me, it's a pretty slick color to carry around if I'm traveling around. I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. I appreciate you guys watching the video today. I'll put a link to Vanquest down in the description in case you want to check out this bag or some of their other products. Till I see you guys on a video again really soon. You guys take care of yourselves out there, and thanks for the support. I appreciate it.